Good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time and attention and this wonderful opportunity to address you not only as your priest, but also as a friend and fellow parishioner in this parish family of St. Leo. I am delighted and humbled to return home to this parish family that has become my home parish since the summer of 2004. I stepped into this parish as a deacon on summer assignment. The past 12 years you came into my life has been a blessing to me. Though 7 out of the 12 years I have been gone from you, you did not cease remembering me in your thoughts and prayers and sending me a weekly bulletin no matter where I was on pastoral assignment. Thanks so much for your prayers, love, and faithfulness all these past years. I understand that my life with you may seem to have been checkered with a lot of me coming and going, hence making you wonder whether there will ever be a time I'll be here for a very long time as your priest. Given the nature of our lives as diocesan priests, we serve at the discretion of our diocesan bishop, who sends us wherever he feels our gifts and talents are most needed in the service of our diocesan church. Considering this reality, I am aware there are no guarantees. However, my prayer is that I will get to be with you for a very, very long time. Remember when I told the bishop this, he said, no, don't even count on it. When I left here in 2008, November of 2008, I left a thriving faith-filled community that subsists on the hard work and dedication of our parish staff and volunteers, and is not afraid to reach out and welcome a stranger and make the stranger feel at home. A parish family where the young and the old are equally represented in service to God and ministry not only to ourselves, but to those around us. A community of faith which, to the utmost surprise of many, was once considered small, but through communal effort and dedication, grew and blossomed into a mega church out of the hills and valleys of West Virginia. I still get goosebumps thinking about many ministries our parish has been involved for more than 3 decades of our existence. Though our former pastors helped in one way or the other to nudge us to these lofty heights, you have been the backbone that made these successes possible. Thank you. I thank God for the opportunity that has been given to me to return home to serve you. Not many priests can say they are lucky to return home to serve their home parish twice, but I am. Thus, I consider you guys my lucky charm. When I returned last fall, I returned to a parish family that was in crisis, occasioned by the circumstances surrounding the departure of one of our esteemed pastors, Father Brian, who did not just leave our parish, but also the Catholic Church. Hence, I returned home to a family that was hurting with a lot of unanswered questions, a parish that is skeptical about its identity as a Catholic parish, and wondering what it would take her to return to what and where she used to be. Simply put, I returned home to find out that our parishioners are in need of a pastor, a friend who will be willing to listen, understand what they're going through, and give them hope. While I do not have any magic wand or answers to satisfy your curious minds, I see my responsibility not only as your priest, but also as your friend who is willing to be the shoulder you can lean on, especially in moments of crisis, and a listener you can feel comfortable talking to about your concerns. Giving a listening ear and attention to your concerns has been my mode of operation since I returned last fall. It was one of the main reasons why I met individually with each member of our parish staff, leaders of different ministries in our parish, and the town hall meeting we had in December to decipher where we were, where we are, and where we want to go. Though some of the meetings were long and rigorous, nevertheless, I'm glad we had them because they availed me the opportunities to listen to your concerns, find out where you are and what direction you want us to go as a parish. Permit me to say that I would have loved to see a more and better participation from parishioners in the surveys and the town hall meeting itself. I thank the parishioners who filled out the surveys and came to the town hall meeting. Indeed, the thoughts and insights shared during the meetings were very refreshing and gave me a lot of food for thought. One of the pastoral challenges I encountered on my return was finding out that our parish population has dwindled exponentially. When I left in 2008, we grew to a population of approximately 1,400 families. On my return, it was a staggering reality to observe that our parish population has decreased to 761 registered families, with 287 unregistered families. Taking into consideration some new parishioners we have here and there, we can technically say that currently we are a parish of 800 families. I understand these dwindling statistics is a far cry from what we are used to a few years ago before the crisis. I believe we can grow our membership back up again, probably not to the tune of 1,400 families because of many variable factors. For example, some of our former parishioners have returned home to parishes close to them or to their families, and others have either moved out of our area or passed away. We can increase our membership by redefining or rediscovering who we are as a Catholic community and through evangelization. To enable us accomplish this goal, in collaboration with our parish staff, other ministry leaders, and pastoral council, I am proposing that we consider having 3 or 4 days of parish renewal retreat that will be geared towards helping us redefine who we are as a Catholic community and where we want to go. Also, I am proposing that the parish renewal retreat end with a ministry fair, which is a yearly event in our parish, to give us a perspective on where to go. I'm also proposing that the parish renewal retreat end with a ministry fair to give retreatants who are fired up to go and serve in one ministry or the other the opportunity to meet the leaders or representative of a particular ministry they're interested in serving in. I am aware there have been situations where parishioners sign up for a particular ministry and there is no follow-up call or contact. I assure you, this time around, it will be different. You'll be contacted as soon as possible by a representative of the ministry you sign up with for membership. Furthermore, on returning home, I observed that wear and tear is beginning to take its toll on our 13-year-old building complex. While some of these problems are chronic and have been there since we moved into this facility, it suffices to say that we need to do something to address the leaking, heating, cooling, and other regular maintenance and repair problems in our building before we wind up with a colossal problem on our hands. To aid us in addressing some of these problems, we dipped our hands into our construction CD with the diocese. Our construction CD is the money left from the original loan, which was not paid to the contractor because the company filed for bankruptcy before the completion of the project. And so we cashed out a total sum of $110,381 to address the insulation problem, which cost us $62,462. We also, from the construction CD that we cashed out, some of it, we also were able to address the different problem, which cost us $49,631. We now have security cameras on the property. So the next time you want to do something funny, we are watching you. Through also the money from our construction CD, we're able to change the 2 exterior doors in front of the fellowship hall, which cost us $7,085. Those doors have been banged and beaten for God knows what. People keep on slapping at the bars, bang, bang, to the point we say we gotta change it. We have already seen the effectiveness of the maintenance, repairs, and updates we've done. For example, thanks to the installation we did before the recent blizzard, our pipes did not burst when the temperature dipped into the single digits, as has been the situation in the past. And there weren't many leaks during or after the blizzard. Also, there have been cases of people milling around on our parish campus and trying to enter our building at odd hours when no one is here, especially at night. To address this problem, we put security cameras. So watch out. Thanks to the funds in our memorial CD, money people donated in memory of a loved one, we've been able to cash out $19,369 to update and furnish our parish office and some areas around our worship space. Now, I keep on talking about CD. I better have to explain that. I don't want you to think about the CD as the CD you put in the bank. The diocese had this deal with West Bank before, the stock market kind of take a nosedive. It is fixed, 3.5% interest every month. No bank in this country or anywhere in the world gives you 3.5% interest at all. Our diocese is locked in on this rate. God knows when, maybe for eternity. So with this, the parishes can put money on CD with the diocese, and they can cash it out anytime they want. So you will see me talking about CD, so I want you to know what we're doing. So we're able to cash out $19,369 to update and furnish our parish office and some areas around our worship space. The reason for these updates and the furnishing is that some of the furniture in these areas, for example, the gathering space in the altars, the secretary's office, conference room, in front of the fellowship hall, are second-hand furniture that have worn out over the years from constant use and so need to be replaced. Also, with money from our discretionary fund, thanks to Father Paul, donation that he got and gift that he got, he set up discretionary fund to handle little maintenance and repairs in the rectory and other emergency needs. From this discretionary fund, we were able to cash out $24,508 to help us paint, furnish, and address some maintenance issues in our 13-year-old rectory. The good thing about the maintenance and updates we've done in the rectory is that we have tackled a huge maintenance problem, which, if not addressed, will become a big maintenance problem in the future. The diocese has been so generous to this parish family. Aside from the $1 million donation the bishop made to our debt, our bishop has agreed to pay $17,800 for a new Johnson control that regulates the heating, cooling, and exterior lighting in our buildings. He has also agreed to pay $8,800 to Absolute Zero to find out why our geothermal system is not working properly as it should. Hence, the next time you want to whine and complain about Bishop not caring about St. Leo's, better think again. Now, what I'm going to say now, you don't breathe a word of it to the bishop. It's supposed to be a surprise. If you say that, I guess I may give you the eye like really you excommunicated. In gratitude to Bishop Bransfield's generosity to our parish, we'll be putting up a plaque similar to Bishop Schmidt. If you go into the entrance of our church, Bishop Schmidt's plaque is on this side. We're going to put Bishop Bransfield on this side. But remember, you're not supposed to say anything on Facebook or say anything to the bishop about it. When he comes here on the 24th of April for confirmation, we'll have it all covered. At the end of Mass, say, Bishop, we want you to come and bless something outside for us. What is that? We'll see when we get there. So when he gets there and does that blessing, ta-da! So don't spoil the surprise. I know people put it on Facebook. Don't. From the foregoing, it seemed that a lot of maintenance updates and repairs have been done since I arrived here, and as such, we need to take a breather before venturing into new projects. While I understand why some parishioners feel that we need to take some reprieve before venturing into new projects, indulge me to say that property maintenance in any building is ongoing, and in a big facility like ours, it never ends. I really pray to see a day when we could no longer have to worry, we will no longer have to worry about any maintenance issue. The reality is that such a day will not be possible. Hence, the reason for this State of the Parish address is to give you updates about what we've been doing since I arrived here and to offer some proposals about the things we need to do to get us to where we want to be. For my pastoral plan this year, I am proposing that we focus on providing ministry opportunities in our parish where people can get involved. I have spoken earlier about having a 3 or 4 days parish renewal retreat and ending this retreat with a ministry fair. The reason for having the ministry fair as part of our renewal retreat is that we really need to get people who feel empowered after the retreat into various ministries they feel empowered to be part of. We really need the help of volunteers in our parish. In the past, our parish was streaming with volunteers who assisted with maintenance of the building and grounds. When I returned, I found out that the number of our volunteers have decreased drastically. For example, the Legion of Marian and Eucharistic ministers are doing a wonderful job in visiting and bringing the Eucharist to our homebound. Lately, their numbers have declined sharply, and we need parishioners to step up and volunteer. Our parish cannot afford to pay for all the services we need to maintain a parish our size. We need volunteers. Hence, this year, I'll be asking each and every one of us to consider many ways we can give more of our time, talent, and treasure to our parish family. During our town hall meeting, there were discussions about the possibility of having a Catholic high school in our area. While I applaud the idea of having a Catholic high school in our area or parish, permit me to say that the cost of running a Catholic school is not cheap. According to our diocesan reports, it will cost approximately $30 or $40 million to build, staff, and maintain a new school. In my experience of coming from an area that has both a regional Catholic grade school and high school, it has not been easy running and maintaining these schools. The finances of the surrounding parishes who are supporting these Catholic schools have suffered a great deal. Thus, living parishioners in these parishes agitated and complaining about a constant talk about money all the time in the parish. Is this what we want here at St. Leo? Don't we think it is better not to open that kind of worms? Besides, the diocese will have to give approval for such venture, and right now, given the state of some of the Catholic schools in the diocese is not even ready to have that conversation. Equally, there were conversations about having a typical youth mass that is tailored to the concerns of our young people. I find nothing essentially wrong in offering a youth mass. However, given the demographics of our parish and the fact that I am the priest here for now, may possibly be the only one for a long time, it is not possible to add another mass. Besides, the more masses we add, the more we divide our parishioners into so many congregations of mass goers who may lose the opportunity of meeting each other unless they attend the same mass on the weekends. What I'm proposing is that we need to come up with a format that avails our youth opportunities of prayer and worship outside of mass, that is similar in tempo and rhythm of the conferences they now attend. On social concerns, I thank our parishioners who have been good ambassadors of our parish by working collaboratively with Catholic charities in our area in their work of providing relief and sustenance to the poor and indigent in our community. While Catholic Charities is probably best known for its emergency financial help with utility bills and medications, and its personal care closet that provide personal hygiene and cleaning supplies to family in emergency. Its newest program goes beyond giving of assistance and focuses on helping people help themselves become self-reliant. Their Promise House Family Resource Center is a service that engages with families who want to become stronger and more stable. If you know of anyone or family that could make use of this new service, don't hesitate to contact Catholic Charities in our area. I understand that a great deal of caution needs to be applied in cashing out any of our CDs with the diocese so as not to deplete our funds. To address this concern, I am proposing that we change the way we raise money in our parish. Going through our financial records, it is apparent that our major source of revenue comes from our weekly offertory collections. While our weekly collection also took a nosedive with our dwindling membership, I thank God for all our parishioners who have continued to support our parish amidst all odds. Now that we have passed through the treacherous days of the crisis, it is not a bad idea to think about how we can not only grow our membership, but also our weekly collection. Currently, out of 800 families we have in our parish, 612 families do receive envelopes. Out of these 612 families, 484 families make use of their envelopes, while 21 families use our automatic debit payment system. This leaves about 128 families not making any contribution or any trackable contributions. For example, a statistical analysis of our financial contribution to our parish just this last month, January, revealed that about 170 families gave $50 and above just last month. 163 families gave between $40 and $49. And 106 families gave just this last month $239. This means that 170 families out of 767 are financially supporting our parish. This statistics is quite sobering, and something really needs to be done. It would be nice if more parishioners sign up with our automatic debit payment system. The good thing about the system is that during summer months, when families are on vacation, we are still receiving your contributions. And for the winter months, when we run into bad weather conditions and have to cancel Mass, like 2 weeks ago, we will still be able to receive your contributions. Whichever way families choose to send in their contributions is fine with me. I deeply appreciate your generosity. On a personal note, when I was ordained to the priesthood some years ago, I made a promise not to look into the books to see who gives what. And I've not done that in the last 10 years. I do not intend to do the same here in our parish. Because if I begin to look into the books, I may not look at people in our parish the same way. And so, I have chosen to love everyone equally, whether rich or poor. Given the diverse economic situations of our parishioners, I humbly request our parishioners to prayerfully and financially support our parish to the best of your ability. Another way we can raise money to do various projects in our parish is to memorialize our projects. By memorializing our project, I mean having a family or individual organization paying for the full cost of a project, dedicating the project in memory of a loved one, and our parish putting a plaque on the project specifying whose memory the project is being dedicated to. If we receive proper funding and support, these are some of the projects I would want us to accomplish this year and have them memorialized. Now, what I'm going to list now doesn't mean the order. If somebody tells me, Father, okay, I want to do the one item number 10, that's fine with me. The first project, if it's possible, not in chronological order by any means, is refurbishing all the classrooms in our religious ed wing of our parish. What refurbishing of the classroom entail, all the classroom entail, will be buying new furniture to replace the old, updating the chalkboard to a whiteboard, and so many other things. Now, details about how this is going to happen will be rolled out to you, and you have to understand each of the room, the cost to refurbish each of the room is going to be different. As soon as we get the logistics, we'll publish it out and let you know. Another project, I'm thinking if we get the funding and support, is updating the signpost at the entrance of our parish property to LED signpost to show mass times and other relevant information. Right now, if you walk into our signpost there, it's beautiful, but it doesn't show mass time. If you walk into our parish property, this is where we have the mass time. You're just like, really? You want to put the mass time at the entrance so people passing by will see what's going on. We have already gotten a template for the LED. We've not gotten the cost for it. The stone we have now, we got to keep. But we're going to cut in between the stone and put the LED in the middle of the stone and put a sign that says St. Leo's Catholic Church. For instance, if you have a fish fry, we can control the LED. We can say fish fry at St. Leo's. If any of our parishioner dies and we have a funeral, we can put it out. The good thing about LED is what you see like if you go to CVS, that signpost like CVS or Rite Aid, that tells you what is going on. So that's what we're looking at. If anybody's interested in doing that, paying for that, we put it on, and at the bottom put a plaque, paid for a memory or dedicated in memory of so and so person. The other project we are thinking about doing, if we get the proper funding, is mounting a life-size bronze statue of St. Leo with marble benches on either side of the current location that houses the bulletin board with mass times. We are a parish of St. Leo's, and in our parish, we like statues. Well, we don't have statue of St. Leo. It is kind of ironic. We have a mural of St. Leo as you enter into the narthex, but no size statue of St. Leo. Something to think about. Also, if we have proper funding, we currently do have a memorial book, which kind of tells the story of some of our parishioners who have gone before us. But the problem with the memorial book we have now is that it's written in people's handwriting. Some of the handwriting you can read, some of them you don't even want to even try. So we want to have it professionally done, to have a new and improved memorial book and a podium to be placed in front of the memorial tree. If you want to pay for that, or you may make it a member of somebody, we'll give you the numbers as soon as we figure the numbers out. And then we'll put it in, at the bottom, we'll put who paid for what. Now, this idea I got from my seminary. I think I stated before, if you go to our seminary, especially the new wing, the kidding wing, almost all the doors has a plaque. Furnishing paid by a memory of, and I kind of like it. Each time when I was in seminary, I walk into the room, I pray for the family who paid for the furnishing. Because it's through their generosity that I have a nice bed and a nice room that I studied. So that's where I got the idea and the concept. One other thing we want to do if we're proper funding and people are willing to do it this year is doing some professional landscaping work in the garden in front of our church, the fellowship hall, religious ed wing, courtyard, and around the rectory. The way these items for memorials is going to work is that we'll get the estimate of the actual cost for each of the projects. And if anyone is interested in paying for the project, we'll tell the person what it will cost to have it memorialized. That is to put the donor's name on it. Our intent is not to place exorbitant prices on the memorials. However, I do not think anyone wants to memorialize the toilets. But the money for the maintenance of the bathrooms and any other facility that people do not generally memorialize has to come from somewhere. So that's why it's going to cost us, say, $1,500 to pay for the memorial book, $1,000, we'll charge you $1,500 because we've got to pay for the plaque. And the remaining $200 or $300. I'm not saying that's how it's going to cost. I'm just throwing out the numbers. We'll put it in the memorial CD for the perpetual maintenance of what we have. One other thing I have observed since my return is that different religious groups or associations in our parish are different fundraisers for various causes. While I understand the reasoning behind the fundraisers and the causes they support, I am concerned about the burden and discomfort these fundraisers place on our parishioners who are always asked all the time to support these causes. To curb the incessant wave of fundraising events, I have asked all religious groups that have multiple fundraisers to provide me with an annual financial budget of what it will cost them to run their ministries. The good thing about having a budget is that it helps all of us to plan ahead. Some of these religious entities, for example, the youth group, Religious Ed, have provided me with a budget of what it will cost them to run their ministries. And the numbers have given me a lot of food for thought. To be honest, there is no way some of the organizations are going to financially fund their ministries, even if the parish were to supplement their expenses without having some fundraisers. Hence, I have allowed some of the groups, for example, the youth group, to have 4 fundraisers spread out throughout the different seasons of the year. To help support the activities of some of the ministries in our parish, I am proposing that we do every other year during the Lenten season an in-house Lenten project. What is the in-house Lenten project which we propose to do this year? Lenten project is avails for every family in a parish an opportunity to save $1 a day for the 40 days of Lent. Every day of Lent, $1. Every day of Lent, $1. So 40 days of Lent, $40. And at the end of the Lenten season, which will probably be Holy Thursday, donate the proceeds to our Lenten Project Fund. The funds from our in-house Lenten Project will be used to augment or fund some of the expenses of some of the religious groups or ministries in our parish. Just think of how much we will raise if the 800 households we have in our parish embark on this project this Lenten season. $32,000. How many fundraisers would you have in the space of a month or two to raise $32,000? I'm working with some parishioners about the possibility of having a spirit night at a few of our local restaurants. The good thing about a spirit night is that it avails us the opportunity to let people know about our parish, hence evangelization, and get some monies as kickback from the sales the restaurants are able to make from people who came to eat in the restaurant on the evening of the spirit night. When all the plans about the spirit nights are hashed out to be communicated to you. Also, I've been having some talks with some members of our kitchen crew about the possibility of hosting a dinner after Saturday evening mass, and parishioners will have to buy tickets for the dinner. Details on that have not been completed. As soon as they are done, the information will be made to you. Still on finances, we really need to re-examine some of our social events which also serve as fundraisers for us to find out what has worked and what hasn't worked, so as to decipher whether we need to keep what has worked, do away with what has not worked, or tweak what has somewhat worked in the past so that it can work better. This is one of the reasons why I have revamped our Breakfast Sunday, which now takes place every third Sunday of the month. One of the advantages of the Breakfast Sunday is that it creates a casual setting and opportunity for parishioners to meet other parishioners and visitors in our parish. I love breakfast Sunday, not just because I like to have breakfast, but because it affords me the opportunity to have breakfast in the company of parishioners and meet visitors and parishioners I do not know very well. Hence, I think Breakfast Sunday is a good social and financial event for our parish. What do you think? Again, this Lenten season, we are introducing a new culture of having a Lenten fish fry, which is open not only to our parishioners, but also to our community every Friday of Lent, which begins from Ash Lenten Friday to Friday before Palm Sunday. I have tasted the fish and other items in the menu, and they're really delicious. I understand some parishioners' sentiments about not having a regular soup supper. There is nothing substantially wrong with having a regular soup supper. One of the shortcomings of a Lenten soup supper is that it was geared towards a limited number of people, our parishioners, and not open to our community at large. The fish fry serves a dual purpose. It is a fundraiser for us, hence we're making money, and it is open to the community. The point about opening it up to others in our community is that we want to use it not only as a fundraiser, but also as a tool for evangelization by inviting those who come to the fish fry to the Stations of the Cross. Are you planning on joining us this Lenten season? I know what you are thinking. You're wondering, okay, Father, what happens to our debt? I know we have a debt of $2.3 million. I know that. And that's why I'm proposing that 2018, 2 years from now, we'll have a capital campaign. So I'm giving you the long-term, the short-term, and the long-term goal. And the goal of it is to raise money to begin to address our debt. Finally, my beloved ones in Christ, I am thrilled to return home to you as your priest and your friend. I realize a lot of things have changed since I left, and our parish family has gone through quite an ordeal occasioned by changes in leadership, which you do not fully understand. I do not have all the answers to every question about what happened and why it happened. However, I am assuring you that I will walk with you every step of the way until we rediscover again what makes us parishioners of St. Leo. With faith in God, who created us, Jesus Christ, who redeemed us, the Holy Spirit, who sanctifies us, I invite you to embark on this journey of self-discovery with me. I am aware that as we begin this journey, there will be moments of self-doubt and skepticism. May we never despair by failing to realize that it is not me or any priest or bishop or pope, but Christ Jesus that strengthens and sustains his church. Thank you so much. May God bless you and your families. Thank you.